Hey guys, what's up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review, and today we're taking a look at this brand new Marvel Legends retro carded Tombstone action figure. And I do really like Tombstone as a Spider-Man villain. I was introduced to the character really early on in the Spider-Man animated series. Back when I was like 3, 4, 5 years old, I would watch that show all the time. I had a few of the episodes on video, and I feel like some of the episodes that Tombstone was in were the episodes I was watching just on repeat, and that's why I am so fond of the character. He feels really familiar to me, and for that reason I do feel like he is a bit of an underrated villain, but I suppose maybe that's just me being biased. I have been holding out for a new Tombstone release. I mean, the last Marvel Legends Tombstone figure came out a long time ago. The price of that is shot up on the aftermarket, I guess just because there are a serious lack of Tombstone figures out there. And so when I saw Marvel Legends were releasing this newer figure, of course I had to pick it up, and it's finally arrived, so we definitely need to take a closer look at him here on the channel. It sounds really stormy outside. I hope that's more ambient noise and not too distracting, but let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this figure. Are there any of the other retro carded Spider-Man figures you're looking to pick up? I do have Scarlet Spider on the way, another figure I've been holding out for the longest time, so keep your eyes peeled to the channel for that. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, it does mean a lot. And with that being said guys, let's not wait any longer, let's take a closer look at our new Tombstone. So let's do what we always do here on the channel and take a closer look at the packaging first. I have taken Tombstone out, I played around with him just a wee bit to get some initial thoughts that I can share in this video, and so we don't have the figure on display here, but we do have this fantastic retro card that I still really like. I love the colours of it, I love the logo, Spidey's looking great. We get a really nice image of Tombstone here, and it says hardened criminal just there where my thumb is. I do apologise again, my hands are covered in paint from work. Not the same paint as last time, I promise. I have I've been trying to wash it off as best as possible, but it is difficult. But yeah, we get Tombstone here, the lovely colours on the back. The logo again, same picture of Tombstone, Marvel up in the top right and the top left. Another sort of image of the figure here showing the alternative head and hands, which I'm really happy that we get. And then a quick write up, so hit that pause button if you want to read that now. Bunch of mumbo jumbo at the bottom, and that's it. It doesn't have any other figures in the wave, anything like that. But there are some other Spidey figures on this retro card getting released around the same time, so yeah, check them out. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. We are getting Scarlet Spider. I think there's like, I'm not even going to try and remember. And that's why we need it on the box. And so here we have Tombstone out of the packaging. He comes with a pair of alternate hands. These are just clobbering time hands, nice fisted hands. He's got that grey skin tone all over the figure, included here. And yeah, an alternative head, which I think looks excellent. I'm so happy that we're getting alternative heads. It's been a while. And this expression's really good. It's different enough from the other one. It's never that good when you get an alternative head, but the expressions are really similar. This one definitely looks a bit more angry. You could have Spider-Man punching him and things here, and this one's definitely a nice looking standard head sculpt. So yeah, really happy we're getting an alternative head, and it also comes with a crowbar, so we're getting the full treatment with this retro carded figure. We went from the last Spider-Man wave with Ben Reilly, Chasm, or I should say Chasm, and we're not getting any accessories. There was very minimal alternative hands and things, so yeah, an alternative head, hands and a crowbar is definitely welcomed, and I hope we continue down that route. It's just a reused crowbar. I would have maybe liked to seen a couple of other melee weapons like a golf club, baseball bat, but this is fine, you know. Definitely happy to get at least one weapon with him here. And the figure itself is looking fantastic. As I said, I busted it out of the packaging, did a quick couple poses just to see what he was kind of like, and this thing feels nice and sturdy. It has some weight to him. That is the first thing I noticed, getting him out of the box and getting him in hand. He is a chunky boy and he is heavy, and that's good. The last Marvel Legends we took a closer look at on the channel were the Vision and Power Princess, and in that video I'd said about how they just felt a bit cheap. The plastic was very soft. It felt like at the joints there was a risk of breaking and bending. It did not feel nice, and it didn't feel good to pose overall. This figure I cannot say the same for. This feels nice and sturdy. As I said, there's a bit of weight to it. It's solid, as Tombstone should be, because he is solid. And we were recently, I think the most recent appearance of Tombstone would be in the video games on the PlayStation, and I did like Tombstone in those games. I think he was pretty true to his comic character. However, I wasn't a big fan of the look. I mean, it was fine, but I much prefer the comic look and the animated show look that we have here, and I think it's translated so well into this figure. I mean, he looks menacing, he looks mean. Spider-Man's definitely going to feel a bit intimidated coming up against this Tombstone. And once again, he would probably feel very intimidated coming across the PlayStation Tombstone, but personal preference, I really like the hair and everything here. I love this look to Tombstone, so I'm really happy with how this figure looks overall. We get this suited body, which might be a reuse, but off the top of my head, I really can't picture what other figure shares this kind of bigger, bulkier body with the suit. Hammerhead, Jigsaw, definitely not the same body molds. It's definitely not the Happy Hogan. There's probably reuse somewhere, but this looks good. It does, and I really like the colours as well. The pinstripe shirt there and the tie, the blue just popping out. It makes this figure pop, whereas, you know, the dull skin tone, which is accurate, of course, we get this a lot. Dull grey going on throughout the hair, throughout the face. It's all grey, and so that could have made the figure, you know, fade away a wee bit. The dull black, the dull grey, but the blue just stands out so well here, and once again it just makes the figure pop that bit more. I really like what Marvel Legends have done here. I think they've chosen a great look for the figure, and once again translated it fantastically into figure form. Fantastically, is that a word? It is now. It is now. Yeah, we get the kind of grabby hand for the crowbar here, a more open hand. Once again, just taking a look at this face sculpt, the eyes have a really nice red to them, a sort of darker black wash around the eyes, and some nice sculpting going on. The hair looks fantastic. I didn't realise before that him and J. Jonah Jameson went to the same barber, but they're both pulling the look off really well. You can see the teeth with the smirk. Yeah, fantastic. Really, really nice. And I can't wait to kind of pose this round a wee bit more. Of course, I will post some pictures on my Instagram of this guy, so feel free to check that out. Let's swap the heads over and do a couple of comparisons. So speaking of PlayStation Spider-Man, here is our Marvel Legends PS5 Spidey and the Ben Reilly Spider-Man figure that both share the Renew Your Vows body mold. I went for these two Spider-Mans first because they are the bigger, bulkier Spider-Man figures in the Marvel Legends line compared to the likes of the Amazing Fantasy, and so I was interested to see how the bigger Spidey would compare to this bigger, bulkier villain. And I'm glad to say Tombstone is still taller and he looks that bit bigger still compared to these bigger Spider-Man figures, so that is really cool to see. You know, whatever Spider-Man figure you're going to use with your Tombstone here, I think he's going to fit in really well. And since Tombstone has the animated series retro card, here is our animated series Spider-Man figure next to our new Tombstone. And as you can see, if I bring Ben Reilly back in here, our animated series Spider-Man is a lot smaller with just everything, not just height. You know, his proportions are a wee bit more slender, he's not as muscular, and I do think that makes for a great side-by-side with Tombstone here. Going back to Tombstone being that solid, fierce character, your smaller Spidey, it looks like he's got a fight lined up for him, you know what I mean? He's going to struggle that wee bit more, and that looks really cool. And to grab a couple of villains to compare to our new Tombstone here, we have the retro-carded Shocker, the older released Scorpion Marvel Legends figure, and I was going to put Vulture in there as well, but we need a new Vulture figure. Look at this thing. I think this is the newest Marvel Legends Vulture. Don't get me wrong, that head sculpt is still top notch. The head sculpt, 10 out of 10. but really the Pizza Spidey mode, we need a retro carded Vulture ASAP. Anyway, going back to the comparison here, Tombstone's standing quite a bit taller than both of these guys, which I think is accurate. I think that's really good to see. Scorpion's pretty muscular here, and I think, yeah, these guys fit in really well. Once again, Tombstone is going to be a great addition to your collection. So one of the downsides, I suppose, is the range of movement here. As you can see with the alternative heads, if I pull up the original one, there's no articulation in the head area. It's pegged in at the bottom of the neck, and that's about it. You can move it left and right, of course, nothing really up and down the way, and so yeah, I suppose there is a wee bit more range of movement to be desired. The suit body's kind of typical, there's no ab crunch or pivot, anything there. We do have the upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, the wrist's going to rotate around. We do have an upper thigh cut, the leg's going to move about that far out the way, and it's going to move forward and backwards a fair amount. I would recommend maybe heating this up. The joints are very stiff, but you've got the double jointed knees and the foot will move around as well. Pinless, of course, so I mean that's always a plus with our new Marvel Legends as well. Overall, this thing looks great. I guess the range of movement could be a wee bit better. And so there we have it for our brand new Marvel Legends Tombstone action figure, and I do really like this piece. I believe it retailed at around £22, and getting an alternative head, the alternative hands, a crowbar on top of this brilliant just base figure, I think that that's a really good price, and I do highly recommend picking it up if you're wanting to bulk out your Spider-Man villain collection, especially if you're like me and you have fond memories of Tombstone from that animated series. I can't imagine it getting much better than this. Of course, as I said, if articulation's your thing, you're looking for some more range of movement, yeah, it could be improved on, but when's the next time we're even going to get a Tombstone action figure? I mean, with the way Hasbro is at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised if it popped up in a 2-pack along the line, but this is probably the best we're going to get for a while, and once again, I would highly recommend picking it up for around that £22 price mark. Let me know what you guys think of this figure down in the comment section below. While you're down there, guys, if you could do me a massive favour and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, then please hit that subscribe button. Once again, I'm going to leave the link to my Instagram in the description below. I've been having a lot of fun posting my figures around recently and posting pictures up over there. It would mean a lot if you could check it out, and it means a lot that you've watched this video right here, guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to hop on over to the channel page, check out any of my other videos, or click one of the videos that pops up here at the end. Once again, it does mean a lot, and I thank you guys so much. So as always, I'll catch yous on the flip flop later. Cheers.